Hello, and welcome to me and Teresita's freshman English project, Hestia, Goddess of the Hearth. Now Hestia was the firstborn of her 5 siblings, meaning she was the first to be eaten by their father, but the last to be, let's say, upchucked. So people often think of her as the youngest because she spent the least amount of time outside of Kronos' stomach. Hestia was very like her mother, Rhea. She was gentle and good-natured, but she wasn't flashy like her sisters. She was quiet and peaceful, unlike them as well. Most drawings show Hestia with a shawl over her hair, so that's the way she'll be in this video. She was one of the goddesses that promised never to marry and also to stay forever a virgin, like Artemis and Athena. Although, both Apollo and Poseidon tried to get her hand in marriage. Let's just say, it didn't work out with either of them. No god or goddess disliked or hated her, mostly because there wasn't much to hate. Hestia is for sure the most plain and not outgoing immortal out there. She's basically just there to be there, not really doing anything that important. One symbol of her is the hearth, basically a big fire that people would gather around and spend time together. There was usually one in every household, and one in the heart of the city. If you were traveling from one city to another, you would stop by the hearth, and would be welcomed without violence and could even get bedded and fed. One myth that was popular with Hestia barely involves her at all. It's really about a titan. At first there was only one hearth in the world, and it belonged to the gods at Mount Olympus. Fire was like their trademark property. The puny humans didn't know how to make it. They were still cowering in their caves, grunting and hitting each other with clubs. The titan Prometheus took pity on them and thought up a plan to take some of fire from Hestia's hearth and give it to the humans. One problem with this plan? Hestia never left her hearth. So he snuck up to it one day during the Olympians' many parties, and grabbed just a little of the edge and tucked it away. He noticed a certain goddess looking at him, and when he turned to look at her, she turned and walked away. He left the party and visited the humans. Although later, Prometheus did get caught and punished. After the humans got fire and started making hearths for themselves, Hestia came forward and said she would be the goddess of all hearths in the world, not just the one on Mount Olympus, which cemented humans with the gods. One cool thing that we found out about her is that she usually isn't the god or goddess that people would sacrifice their food for, but she gets a portion of every single sacrifice. So she gets the best of whatever anyone sacrifices. Seems like someone knew what they were doing when they decided to control the hearth.